It turns out that a user lives in my town. I asked him to come over to check a few things out. I solved the tape problem. I don't know how I did it, but when I plugged it in this morning, everything worked fine. Understand me please, I don't want to listen to that thing, so here it is. I uploaded it and I'll leave it for you guys to tell me what it is. So a bit after that, I called the extermination company. They said that they never dispatched an employee to my house. When I said that I called them yesterday and they helped me, they said they have no records of my number. They said it's not a company policy to leave the company's car at a customer's house. I'm not sure if I was dreaming this up or what, but the one thing I do know I'm not dreaming is that I'm having that cold sweat again and my hands are shaking. Now I'm not imagining this, I know it. I will contact my phone and internet provider and ask them to help me out with this. I know I called that company. So my wife went out to get some groceries and I'm currently waiting on the other forum user David to arrive. I'm staring at my door and counting the seconds. It's just torturing me to be in this house alone. I hate this house. Now David did arrive at exactly 2:30 PM. We went out to grab a coffee. Now I won't say I didn't trust him. Sorry if you're reading this, David, but it's rather surprising to find somebody so quickly willing to help you in your personal hell. I had to get to know this guy a bit more, and then I found out that he really was a nice charming guy after all. We literally spoke about anything and everything. It was nice to get some of the stress off my shoulders. When we come back from coffee at around 3:15, I immediately tried to call John. He was supposed to be at my house by now, but he refused to answer his cell phone when I called him. It kept on going through to voicemail. I was quite angry with him at first, but I understood it's not really his fault. It's not his problem after all. So me and David then go and grab a sledgehammer from my garage and head downstairs. He was surprisingly brave. He simply opened the door, squeezed himself through. That was something that I definitely couldn't just do. He then saw the chair and the doll on the ground next to it, without even acting surprised. I figured he must have prepared himself, which he told me afterwards he did. He threw a glow stick in the middle of the room, and it was the first time that I actually saw the room so well. I could see some black patches on the ceiling from where a fire obviously took place at one point. You could also see that there had clearly been some candles in this room. The glow stick also revealed just how dirty the mirror was. We could see greasy marks on it like somebody or something slid their hands along the entirety of it, trying to see what was on the other side. We cautiously inched towards the mirror, and with one quick yell, I smashed through the mirror with my sledgehammer. The mirror shattered instantly into thousands of pieces. I mean, 3/4 of the thing were gone with that one swing at it. What it revealed though was truly shocking. There was another room parallel to us. Everywhere on the walls, there were tons of pictures of families, except none of them had children in them. They all had pregnant wives happily holding their husband in their arms, but each one of the husbands' faces were cut out of the pictures. Only the smiling faces of wives holding their faceless husbands. As I'm writing this, I am still quite unsure of what was going on down there. I get goosebumps simply from thinking about it. I then quickly looked at David, and his eyes were running across the room as if he couldn't understand a picture, and he thought the one next to it could answer his questions. His skin was getting paler with every second. I have never seen anything like that before. I lowered my eyes and saw a bunch of filing cabinets. They're all opened and empty. Rust was covering most of them, and they all had drawings of a small house. Like they were ones that children had drawn while they were in kindergarten, literally scattered throughout it. I lowered my eyes even more. I saw the blood trail. It was going towards my right, and there I looked. That was when I saw a bunch of iron bars fixed to the wall. They were leading up to a hole. This led outside. I came back towards David. and right when I was about to take a few pictures, I noticed that I had 3 missed calls on my phone, each one from John. I was just about to call him back, but just as I went to press on his name, I had an unknown number call me. It was a hospital. My wife got into a car accident as she was driving John to my place. Turns out John's car couldn't start and my wife had to go and give him a lift since I wasn't answering my cell phone. David booked it as I was talking on the phone without even saying anything. I will try and monitor this thread with my cell phone, but I have to go to the hospital. I called David on my way to the hospital. I was practically yelling at him as I asked him where he went. He told me that this was too much to handle. His voice was now trembling. I called the police, but you people are right. I should have done it sooner. I'm writing this now, and I've been going through hell for the last 3 days, and I can't see an end to it. Why? Now it turns out John is alright. He suffered a severe concussion and can't seem to remember anything. My wife is alright too. We're still unsure how the baby is though. We're waiting on a nurse to come and visit us. Now an officer arrived. I told him the story. They dispatched an officer to my house. I'm also now not allowed to enter my house, so I'll stay at John's for a while. Also, the accident was caused by a brake failure. They sent the car to the garage. Now the car got inspected. Turns out the brakes were sabotaged. The police say I'm one of the suspects. What the hell? Why is this happening to me? Oh, and when the police approached John for questioning, he went absolutely nuts. He started screaming traitor, traitor like some kind of psychopath. Some doctors came and they're checking him out right now. So it turns out the baby's fine. We just come back from the hospital. They let us go as nothing was wrong with my wife. She barely had a scratch. I don't know how or why, but I thank the universe for it. Unfortunately, I can't say the same thing for John. His concussion caused him to forget everything that happened in the last few months. His brain seems to have blocked out everything what happened in that room. He can't seem to recognize me since every time I approach him, he starts screaming and hitting me. They took him to see some kind of doctor and they said that they can't do much to help him, but they're going to try everything they can. Now the police officers have also left my house. They said that they didn't find anything, except a creepy room with a broken mirror and a few empty filing cabinets. In a bit, we'll be packing our stuff as we're going to John's girlfriend's house. My wife doesn't yet know about the room, but I'll be coming clean to tell her about it, and I'll explain why we're going to her house soon. When I arrived, I received a voicemail from David's phone. Apparently, he wants to apologize. I then called him back and invited him to witness me coming off to my wife, and we'll take some time to investigate the room downstairs for a bit. I just can't seem to comprehend how everything disappeared overnight.